A very good morning to all of you. Myself, Professor Dhaval Chandarana, and we know that we are continue on our unit number 3, Cyber Law and Related Legislations. Guys, today is the 5th lecture of unit number 3, and in this particular lecture, the most important things which we are studying in today's lecture is a different IT acts which is governed by a Indian government in IT Act 2000. Before starting today's lecture, I will just remind you what we did in our previous lecture. So in our previous lecture, we see how to different IT acts is applied on a different cyber crimes. In this particular lecture, we conclude IT Act introductions or what was the IT Act is provided by a different cyber crime against different crimes which happening with help of internet, as well as later on we will discuss a civil procedures code. So guys, if you have faced any doubts regarding a basic introductions about IT Act as well as a civil procedures code, then please refer my previous lecture. So today we will start with the 3 different concept, and it is the most important concept in form of unit number 3 as well as for the subject cyber law and ethics. So as per the particular subject point of view, today we will discuss IT Act and its criminal procedures code, relevant sections of Indian Evidence Act, as well as we will discuss a relevant sections of Bankers Book Evidence Acts. So guys, it is the most important things or most 3 important concept we will cover in today's lecture. So today we will start with the basic introductions about a criminal procedure code with a IT Act. Because we are already gone through this, what is the basic introductions about IT Act and where the particular IT Act is applied and how it's introduced. The Code of Criminal Procedure, commonly called a Criminal Procedure Code CRPC, in the main legislations of procedure for the administrations of substantive criminal law in India. It is part of IT Act 2000. It was enacted in 1973 and came into the force of 1st April 1974. Guys, so we can conclude that IT Act 2000 is introducing in 2000 since, and this particular criminal procedure code will take a reference of particular IT Act, which is because it should be generated in 1974 before the IT Act is introducing in a Indian government. It provides the machinery for the investigations of crime, appreciations of suspect criminals, collections of evidence, determinations of guilt or innocence of the accused persons, and the determinations of punishments of the guilties. Guys, what in 1974 criminal procedure code is covered, it should be mentioned in this particular paragraph. I think it's all over the informations regarding or against the particular crimes is happened. It also deals with the public nuisance, preventions of offences, and the maintenance of wife, child and its parents. So it should be cover all the familiars as well as personal perspectives. At present, the Act contained 484 sections because every day they found some of the new crimes, and against those new crimes they generate some new protocols. 2 schedules and 56 forms. The sections are divided into the 37 chapters. So guys, whenever we discussed or whenever some question should be asked against the criminal procedure code, you just remember where the particular criminal procedure code is introduced in 1st April 1974, and these regulations or introductions about a criminal procedure code in 480 sections as well as in 2 schedules in a 56 forms, as well as Jesus mentions the sections are divided in a 370 chapters. So you must be remember those things or those digit which should be defined a criminal procedure code. Now, what are the different things which we are discussing in concept of criminal procedure code? First we discuss offenses, then we discuss crimes or cases, and what are the different classifications of offenses is happen in particular criminal procedure code. So any act or omissions made punishable by law for the time being in a force, it is nothing but the offenses, or we can say just the rules against those kind of people who are punishable against a cyber crime. Second thing, it is nothing but a case, a proceedings for the prosecutions of a persons alleged to have committed and the offenses is nothing but a cases. The proceedings, the end, must result in discharge, convictings or acquittings, because when the end of case should be generated, provide some of the results against a proceedings to a prosecutions. So it is the case, and through the offenses they have claim against those cases. Then what was the classifications of offenses are there? Cognizable and a non-cognizable offenses, bailable and non-bailable offenses. I think those what we will see in a movie as well as on a practical life if you are aware about those kind of cases. Compoundable and non-compoundable offenses, and the last warrant cases and a summons cases. Guys, it is the classifications against offenses which is covered in a criminal procedure code. Then what was the cognizable offenses? Cognizable offenses is nothing but may arrest without warranty or warrant, as well as can investigations without any order or direct of magistrate. Means it should be covered on a direct Supreme Courts. What is a non-cognizable cause or offenses? No arrest without a warrant, means no one can arrest without any kind of arrest warrant, as well as no investigations without order of the magistrate. Means if you want to found any person as an prosecutions in form of non-cognizable offenses, then you must be take a prior permissions from the magistrate, then and then you can arrest him as well as you can investigating him. Then what is a bailable and non-bailable offenses? A bailable offenses is nothing but a varied bails in a granted as a matter of courses by police officers or by the court. Means they have relieved to the any jurisdictions with some period of length as well as some specific territorial area. It's nothing but a bailable offenses. Then what is the non-bailable offenses? An offenses wherein a bail is granted at the discretions of the court or the authority of concerns. Means in non-bailable, no one can offer any circumstances through which any prosecution will be leaved from the any jurisdictions. Next one, a compoundable and non-compoundable offenses. A compoundable offenses is nothing but offenses where in the accused enters into the arrangement agreements with the victims of offenses to pay some gratifications or considerations for non-procedure of the accused, as well as a non-compoundable offenses is nothing but an offenses which cannot be compounded. Means if someone prosecutions with help with the non-compoundable offense, means there must be provide any kind of jurisdictions by the Supreme Court, they must be accept it, and against those kind of compensations will be not applied. And the last, warrant cases and summons cases. So we know that what is a warrant case? A case related to the offenses punishable with the death, imprisonment for the life, or the imprisonment for the term exceeds 2 years. It is a warrant case. And the summons case is nothing but a case relating to an offense which is not warrant case. Means up to the death they have not relieved up to the specific jurisdictions. So it is the things which we are discussing in part of criminal proceedings classifications of offenses. Now we will discuss a second and the important concept of relevant sections of Indian Evidence Acts in part of cyber law and ethics subject. The dynamic change in society fails to believe in the word of mouth rather than they prefer written, documented statements to believe the fact of the same, because whenever we claim against any of the persons, we must be required some of the proof against that claim. Thus the evidence play a very important role in establishing the occurrence of events that had taken place or which gradually would be taking a place. Because if we complain against any of the persons who generate some of the any kind of events which is take a place or which is a gradually would be taking a place, for that we will require to provide a evidence against those particular activities, against those particular human beings. So it is the most important role. Therefore, in order to establishing the happening or non-happening of events, evidence also play a very important role in the court of law. Next thing, relevant sections of Indian IT Act is amendment to the Indian Evidence Act 1872, 1 of 1872, because it should be divided in two different sections. The definitions of evidence has been amended to include electronic records, as we will discuss in our previous lecture. The definitions of documentary evidence has been amended to include all this document, including electronic records, procedures for the inspections by the court, because nowadays electronic documents or records is very important cases or evidence will be covered by the any court case. Sections 3 of Evidence Act 1872 define the evidence under evidence. Evidence means include all statement which the court permits or require to be made before it by witness in relations to matters of fact under the inquiry. Such statement are called as evidence. Evidence is nothing but the proof against that particular case or for the particular person. Second, all the documents including electronic records produced for the inspections of the court, such document called as documentary evidence. Guys, what is the evidence is provide a court permits or required to be made before by the witness. And what is the documentary evidence? All document including the electronic record procedures or procedures for the inspections of the court, such document called as documentary evidence. So guys, you just clear about those difference between oral evidences as well as a document evidences. Oral is nothing but before any particular case will be permittable by the courts, and electronic data included any kind of a procedures is part of a documentary evidence. Third things which we are discussing in form of relevant sections of Bankers Book Evidence Act is a section 1, a title and extent. This act may be called the Bankers Book Evidence Act 1891. It extends to the whole of Indian aspect, the state of Jammu and Kashmir. So is the particular section's title and the extent, it should be part for the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Sections 2, definitions in the act unless there is a something reputing in the subject or a context. First, if the particular Bankers Books evidence work on the face of company, means any company as a defined in sections 3 of the Companies Act 1956 and including the foreign company within the meanings of sections 591 of the act. Guys, whatever we discuss in today's lecture, I think it is some of the hard thing to remember, but you just remember what we discuss in this particular sections under the particular Evidence Act. Second, in form of company it may be a corporations, means anybody corporate establish any law for the time being in force in Indian and including the RBI or SBI, any subsidiary bank as defined in SBI Act 1959, 38 of 1959. Guys, these particular things will be mentioned on the particular section which is mentioned in this particular line as well as in this particular throughout this video, like a section 59, section 38 of 1959. It should be introducing since with a reference of sections number. So if some of the company provides his or her personal corporations rules against a particular crime, then it is part of company, a section A corporations rules. Second thing, bank and the bankers means any company or a corporations carrying on the business of a banking, because we know that every business will be starting from the banking, take a loan and generate some new businesses. Any partnerships or individual to whose books the provisions of this act shall have been extended as hereinafter provided. Any post office, saving bank of money order offices. Guys, this particular list out thing is part of bank as well as a banker, through which you take a money and generate some new business or start some new startups. Third thing, bankers books including a ledgers, day books, cash books, account book and all other record used in the ordinary business of the bank, whereas these records are kept in a written form or stored in a microfilms. Because nowadays online transactions or online banking take a most relevant part of any transaction system. So it should be stored in form of hard copy, we can say in passbook, as well as stored in a microfilm. Fourth, legal proceedings means any proceedings or inquiry in which evidence is or may be given. Like on previous slide, we will discuss two different evidence things: oral evidence as well as a documentary cases. Any investigations or inquiry under the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973, which we are starting from this today's lecture, is Criminal Procedures Code, or under the other law conducted by the police or behalf of magistrate. Fifth, the code means the person or the persons before whom legal proceedings is held or taken, where the actual case will be happen or proceedings will be proceed. Judge means judge of a high court, and the trial means hearing before the court at which evidence is taken. So it's some date through which a particular proceedings will be called. It is nothing but the trial by the judge in a particular court. 8. Certified copy means when the book of bank will be generated in form of documentary documents against those kind of evidence happen on a particular crime. Are maintaining a written form of copy or any entry in such book together with the certificate written at the foot of such a copy, that is a true copy of such entry. Means in any illegal transaction happen, then the claim against a banker's book evidence X, they mentions a particular certified copy. If someone who have this kind of proof, then it is part of a certified copy. Consists of a printout of data stored in a floppy disk, tape or any other electronic magnetic data storage devices. Because as previously I will mentions, nowadays online banking is most take a boost of in all other transactions. That's why your transaction may be stored in concept of electromagnetic data storage. Section 3, it is a power to extend a provisions of act. In a particular power to extend, the state government may from time to time by the notifications in the officials gazetted extend the provisions of this act to the books of any partnerships or the individual carrying on the businesses of bankers within the territory under the administrative. Guys, I will just give you example. Whenever you purchase any of this product, in the end of all this product or the advertisement, you just see this line: the all jurisdictions come under this product, it should be form of head office, means where the particular head office is available, the jurisdictions cover under this particular territory. Like if some of the companies head office in part of Bombay, then any kind of claim is happened, then you must be claimed on this particular territory where the head office is available of this particular product. So it is the things under the power to extend a provisions of act. Section 4, mode of proof of entries in the banker's book. Subject to the provisions of this act, a certified copy of any entry in the banker's book, like a passbook, shall be on all legal proceedings be received as a premised, faces evidence of this existence such entry and shall be admitted as the evidence of the matter, transactions, and the account therein a record in the every case where, and to the same extent as the originally entry itself is now by law admissible, but not further the otherwise. Means if someone will take a printout of illegal transactions which is part of a evidence in form of proof. Section 5, case in which office of bank not compatible to a proceed a books. No office of a bank shall be any legal proceedings to which the bank is not a party to be compatible to a procedure any banker's book, the contents of which can be proved under the act, or to appear as in the witness to prove the matters. Transactions and the account therein the recorded unless by order of the court or the judge made for the special causes. Because if we will take any of the person's transactions or any of the organization's transactions without any kind of prior permission, then it is also be a crime, or it is also part of crime. So for if you want to take any kind of transaction history of any persons or against the organization for the proof, you must be take a prior permissions of court as well as for the judge. And the section 6, inspections of book by the order of court or judge. On the applications of any party to be a legal proceedings, the court or a judge may order that such party be literally or liability to inspect and take a copies of any entry in the banker's book for the any of the purpose of such proceedings, or may be ordered to certified copy of all such entries accompanied by the further certificate that no other entries are to be found in the books of the bank relevant to the matter in issues in such proceedings, and the such further certificates shall be dated and subscribed in manner herein before directed in the reference to the certified copy. So whenever some proceedings will be happen against those particular person or against some giant organization, you must be in facts of books or inspect of books by order of court or judge. Because as previously mentioned that if you take any kind of banker's books copy without a prior permissions of a court or judge, so it is make it also a crimes against a particular information. So if you want to take any proofs against illegal activity will be happen by the person or the organization, you must be take a prior permission in form of section C 6, inspections of books by the order of court and judge. So guys, it is the things which we are discussing for the today's lecture, and guys, it is a 3 important concept which we are discussing for the today's lecture, starting from the IT Act in Criminal Procedures Code. Later on we will discuss a different relevant sections of Indian Evidence Act as well as Banker Book Evidence Act. I hope you are clear. I hope you are enjoyed these lectures, and I hope you are learning a cyber law and ethics subject from this video lecture series. Thank you so much.